Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program on this crazy, goofy Thursday morning. We suffered a power outage here, okay, in the area where the studio is at, in several offices, etc. There was a power outage. We just got it up and running. We're going to abbreviate this show. Do apologize to you, but all of the comments you're making now is beyond my control. And it's beyond the control here at the studio, okay? There are certain things that happen, and it's the power. So now we're getting set and ready to go to the show. I am as disappointed as you are, believe me, okay? But let's get started with the Race Day show real quick. And I want to also thank everybody for those who tweeted me and texted me and all that. I was fine. There was nothing wrong with me. I was ready to go in the studio. These things happen. By the way, I do want to remind everybody out there real quick of some of the things that are happening. The state of Nevada, the entire state of Nevada's government system, DMV, all of those government offices were hacked a couple of days ago, okay? And those systems have yet to be brought up to snuff. They're doing that right now. There was a hack going there. This could be a residual from that. I don't know. Our systems are working fine. Our internet and everything is working fine. So there's just a big bugaboo going on over Las Vegas right now. But the casinos are running fine. Everything is running fine. It was just a small area here that happened to this morning. Just want to make you, just be calm about that. Much more calmer than I am right now. Okay. On today's show, we're going to take a look at the Jockey Club Gold Cup and today's Nashville Derby, the $3.5 million race going on at Kentucky Downs. Kentucky Downs starts today, and I got to tell you, looking at the entries for the races at Kentucky Downs, maiden races. The maiden races are going for $170,000 purses today at Kentucky Downs. They got piles of money that they have to distribute during their short meet because of the Mint casino that's going on there and the casino money there. So there you have it, folks. Big day of racing going on at Kentucky Downs. Now, we will go over the Jockey Club Gold Cup field and the Nashville Derby field with Jonathan Hardoon in just a minute. Just want to remind you of some of the big races coming up this weekend. The Pacific Classic has 8 in it that include Nisos, Fierceness, and Journalism. The Del Mar Mile, which will be one of the undercard stakes races, has 8 going it, headed up by King of Gosford. The Torrey Pines has 7. Tenma and How Win are both entered for Bob Baffert as the favorites there. The Green Flash will have a dozen, including 3 also eligibles in the big Green Flash there at Del Mar. The Del Mar Handicap will have 11 in it, 3 of which are trained by Phil D'Amato. The Bowling Green Cup at Saratoga has 8 in it for $1 million, going 2 16 miles. And this is not a steeplechase race. This is a flat race there. The Bowling Green. Ladies Turf. The Ladies Turf Sprint at Kentucky Downs for $2 million has a field of 12 that include AG Bullet as the big 7-5 favorite in that one. The Mint Turf Sprint, a $2 million race, has a full field of 12 plus 3 also eligibles. The Flower Bowl has 8 in it at a mile and 3/8 on the for $1 million there. The Flower Bowl at Saratoga, headed up by La Mahina, who's the 2-1 favorite in that one. And the Spinaway for the 2-year-old fillies has 10 in that. 2-1 favorite in that one is Tommy Joe. So just taking a look at some of the big races coming up this weekend. We are going to go right to the racing menu now because I'm going to instruct our crew here. We will have no commercials until all of our handicappers and everybody that was supposed to be on the show is on the show and done. So we may have no commercials because we're already pushing a half an hour right now. We got about a half an hour left. So I'm going to try to catch up with all the stuff here. Let's get started with the racing menu. Today's racing menu, of course, first post times are Pacific because we are in the Pacific time zone. Yes, we are, folks. We're still in the Pacific time zone. So these are the first post times Pacific. If you're in any of the other areas, by the way, all of our internet's working and everything else is working. It's just the power here did not was out. All right, here we go. First post times Pacific. We begin with Colonial Downs. Colonial Downs has a regular pick six carryover today of $30,505. 9 races today at Colonial Downs. 1 dirt race, 8 turf races on the card there. Belterra Park has 8 races. Belterra Park has a first post time with a super high 5 carryover of $5,277. 8 races, $935. Delaware Park. Delaware Park has its first post time for 8 races set at $945 at Delaware Park. Saratoga. Saratoga today, we'll get to Jonathan Hardoon in just a minute there. It looks like it's mostly cloudy and 62 degrees right now. The track is fast. Turf courses are firm. So the Mellon Turf Course will have races 2, 8, and 11. The Inner Turf Course will host races 4, 7, and 10. But it looks like right now the weather's okay there at Saratoga. Big 11-race card today at Saratoga. The feature race will be the Grade 3 with anticipation stakes for 2-year-olds at mile and 16th on the Inner Turf Course. You have 8 going in there before any scratches. Capital Partner is the lukewarm 5-2 favorite with Flavian Pratt. First post time Saratoga today is at 10:10. Kentucky Downs, opening day there at Kentucky Downs. All I can tell you is every one of the 11 races at Kentucky Downs has full or overflowed fields, and there's a good reason for that. You've got the maiden races at $170,000. Overnight allowance races going for $200,000 purse. There's a $210,000, a $250,000, $190,000 purse. You're getting the deal. And today's big race is the $500,000 Tap It at a mile and 70 yards turf for 3-year-olds and up, and an overflow field in that race as well. It's a wide open event. As a matter of fact, the morning line favorite in this race is 9-2. That is Cameo Performance with Tyler Gaffalione aboard. Kentucky Downs first post time is at 10:20. And I got to discuss this with Jonathan Hardoon. But we were talking about yesterday how the camera angles were so bad at Kentucky Downs. Stand by, folks. We've got an announcement on that. Kentucky Downs first post time is at 10:20 today. Big fields, big money up there for grabs today at Kentucky Downs. Horseshoe Indianapolis has 9 races. The last race is a quarter horse stakes race. First 8 are thoroughbreds. Horseshoe Indianapolis first post time is 11:10. Hawthorne Racecourse has 8 races. Their first post time is 12:40. Then we go to Del Mar in Southern California. 8 races at Del Mar. First post time is 2 p.m. at Del Mar. They have a super high 5 carryover left over from Sunday. Stands at $26,916. First post time at Del Mar today. 8 races is at 2 o'clock. Penn National has 7 races. Super high 5 jackpot carryover, $16,762. There for their 7-race card. Evangeline Downs has 8 races. Their first post time is at 3:30. And we wrap it up with the Remington Park. Remington Park, 10 races. First post time is at 4 p.m. All right, that is the racing menu. We now go to Jonathan Hardoon, crossing our fingers, hoping the power doesn't surge again. Jonathan, are you there?
No, only kidding. I'm here, Ralph.
Yeah. Should not kid about that, pal. You should not kid because the gun is loaded. All right? You understand?
I got it. I'm sorry. I had to do it, Ralph.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. In any case, look, we've got the Jockey Club Gold Cup coming up here at Saratoga on Sunday. Of course, it's the same division as the Pacific Classic is on Saturday at Del Mar. But the Jockey Club Gold Cup has got a full field of it, and I'm sure we can go over that if you want to real quick.
Sure.
And then we will, of course.
By the way, it will be run as the 5th race on Sunday, so it's in the middle of the card. I think they have maybe 14 races on Sunday. So.
Okay, Jockey Club Gold Cup, 5th race on the card. Grade 1, of course, it's for $1 million. A field of 9. The rail horse is Disarm with Joel Rosario for Steve Asmussen. The 2 is Highland Falls, Luis Saez for Brad Cox. The 3 is Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone gets the 3-hole. Pratt and Brown there. Mind Frame will get the 4-hole, so he'll be right next to Sierra Leone. Irad Ortiz Jr. For Todd Pletcher. The 5 is White Abarrio. So you've got the 3 main contenders in this race. Mind Frame, White Abarrio, and Sierra Leone breaking next to each other. White Abarrio's the 5. Ricardo Santana will ride for Safi Joseph Jr. The 8 is Contrary Thinking, Dylan Davis for Chad Brown. The 7 is Phileas Fogg, Kendrick Harmouche for Gustavo Rodriguez. The 8 is Antiquarian, John Velasquez for Todd Pletcher. He's got another one there. And number 9 is Banish. This did not Banish just win the Charlestown race?
Yeah, and David Jacobson is wheeling him right back, Ralph. So I don't think he's going to run personally, but it's David Jacobson, so who knows?
All right, he's the 9 horse out of the 9. Jose Lezcano is set to ride him if he returns from his win off of Charlestown last Friday. But that's the field on Sunday for the Jockey Club Gold Cup. So with the Pacific Classic having the 3 big of Nysos, journalism and fierceness, you've got the Jockey Club Gold Cup's got the 3 big ones with Sierra Leone, Mind Frame, and White Abarrio.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And once again, Chad Brown enters the rapid Contrary Thinking to go with Phileas Fogg. And so they're going to go at it. They're going to try to use the same tactics they used in the Whitney, where Sierra Leone got up and won. But obviously, Mind Frame has beaten them in the past. It's going to be a good race. Those look like the 2 big guns. All
right. Today, of course, not today, but the Nashville Derby comes up over the weekend at Kentucky Downs. Just $3.5 million for that race. At 1 mile and 5/16 on the turf course at Kentucky Downs, and you have a full field of 12. You've got 2 also eligibles in that one, and all I can tell you is in this field, I'll go down real quick. Hill Road with Gaff Leone for Brown, Test Score, Manny Franco for Graham Motion. The 3 is King of Ashes, Ben Curtis for Brendan Walsh. The 4 is Tomasello, Fernando de la Cruz for Mark Cassie. The 5 is Burnham Square, Brian Hernandez for Ian Wilkes. The 6 is Simulate, Junior Alvarado for Belmont. The 7 is Tistastic, Joel Rosario for Steve Asmussen. The 8 is Sandman. He comes back, Jose Ortiz, Mark Cassie there. The 9 is Noble Confessor, Irad Ortiz Jr. for Todd Pletcher. The 10 is Maximum Promise, Luis Saez for Kenny McPeak. The 11, Final Gambit, Florent Garreau for Brad Cox. The 12 is Wimbledon Hawkeye, Franco Dettori for James Owen. And that's the field of 12. Iron Hand and Native Runner are the also eligibles looking in. And believe it or not, the morning line favorite in this race is 7-2, and that is Wimbledon Hawkeye.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at it yet, Ralph. It's 1 mile and 5/16. You got a couple of 3-year-olds trying something new. Burnham Square is going to try the grass, as is Sandman. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're a notch below the top 3-year-olds, and they're going to take a different route, I guess, and try something new. It's going to be an interesting race. And remember, it's up and down hills, so who knows who's going to like it. I have no opinion at this point.
All right, you got it. I just want to take a look at that field. Let everybody know that Kentucky Downs is really, I got to tell you, Kentucky Downs is really pulling out the stops, man. It is an unusual undulating racetrack. I know that. But, man, the big bucks are there, and the big jockeys, you can see that some of the big jockeys are going to bypass both Del Mar and Saratoga this weekend to stay at Kentucky Downs for the big money there because they got several $1 million races, the $3.5 million Nashville Derby. So money talks, and I guess everything else walks. Right. Real quick, yesterday, Amelia Green is having quite of a meet down there at Saratoga. She won 2 races yesterday. The 6th race with the Ricardo Santana at $6.10, and the 2nd race, the Funny Side Stakes, she won with minor inconvenience. With Ricardo Santana, so they teamed up together to get a couple of wins, paying $7.10. And as far as the P.G. Johnston Time to Dream, won that for Irad Ortiz Jr. and Todd Pletcher at $3.30. So it was pretty much a day of favorites, except one huge winner that came in the 4th race after a disqualification of a 21-1 shot. They placed up a 25-1 shot. in Roos winning the 4th race and paying $51.
Yeah, and Amelia Green was assistant trainer to Todd Pletcher for many years. She went out on her own last year, and she's having a successful career so far.
All right. Now, you and I both discussed about the horrendous camera work at Kentucky Downs yesterday. And they put out a release later on yesterday that they're trying new camera work and new that's supposed to be really state-of-the-art. They're going to use drones and what they call a cable camera to follow the horses on the racetrack. I guess they were listening.
I hope so, because it would be. It's going to be interesting just to watch the races, even if you don't bet on them today, to see what the difference is. And I'm sure it's going to make a major difference because, honestly, Ralph, you know, and I know, it was just horrible trying to watch those races. Now at least they'll make it easier, and people will enjoy it. And good for them. They did something right.
Yeah, no question about that. That's for sure. And let's hope that we can get at least a perspective angle to it, because with the way the cameras were there, you really didn't know. You know, you see one camera switching to the other, and you say, oh, they're going to get near the finish line, and then they've got another eighth of a mile before that going uphill, etc. So it's going to be real interesting to see the camera work today at Kentucky Downs. As far as Kentucky Downs, the all-time leading jockey there at Kentucky Downs is Brian Hernandez Jr. The leading rider last year, meet leading jockeys last year in 2024, was a tie between Irad Ortiz Jr. and Tyler Gaffleone. Gaffleone won the riding title, though, there in 2023 and 2024 and 2020. So I'm guessing that Tyler Gaffleone is probably the guy you got to watch today as far as learning and knowing with the course, how to ride the course. And he is, by the way, the second all-time leading jockey, just behind Hernandez, and starts there. So just giving you an idea of maybe the jockeys that already know and figured out that track already. What are we doing today at Kentucky Downs? Got a horse for me?
Now that you threw it at me, why not? Let's
Sure.
look at the 8th race today, Ralph. And no, not the 8th race. I'm sorry.
You're gonna look at the 9th race. I know you are. Knowing the way you are, I think you're gonna look at that.
Okay, well then, if you want me to look at the 9th race, I'll look at the 9th race.
Yes.
I like the number 6 horse in here, Machaya. James DeVito sends out this horse, and guess who's riding?
Tyler Gaffleone.
There you go, 6-1 on the morning line. I like this horse in this spot. I expect him to run well, and he actually won his first start ever at Kentucky Downs, so obviously he likes the course.
All I can say is, Jonathan, and looking at your sheet and knowing how you guys, select these races for the radio show, I looked at that and I said, aha, Tyler Gaffleone, a horse that he really likes. Let's do the 9th race. So that's why I asked you to do the 9th race. So number 6 in the 9th race, Jonathan Hardoon's pick for one of the leading riders there at Kentucky Downs. It's going to be interesting. Again, first post time is 10:20. Okay, we'll take picks now at your 2 other regular tracks.
Okay, Saratoga race 9, 7 furlongs on the main track. I love the number 5 horse in here, Reddington, a 6-year-old gelding from the Michelle Gigliolo barn. She claimed this horse. Kendrick Carmouche rides 9-2 on the morning line. This horse fires every time. Cuts back to 7 furlongs. Number 5, Reddington, wins today's 9th race out at Saratoga.
All right, 9th race at Saratoga. You like the 5, Reddington Carmouche aboard. I always like when Carmouche wins races because he's such a happy guy coming back to the winner's circle. Let's hope he can make us happy today. In the 9th race, the 5, Reddington. You have full handicapping sheets for Saratoga, Kentucky Downs, and Del Mar, and we're going to get your Del Mar pick right now.
3rd race today, a mile on the main track. I like the number 2 horse in here, Severe Clear, 3-year-old filly who was claimed out of her last race by trainer Peter Miller. Ricardo Gonzalez having a terrific meet, Ralph. He's won some big races. He rides 4-1 on the morning line. I think number 2, Severe Clear, is a pick 5 single in today's 3rd race at its Del Mar.
Wow, 14-horse field there before any scratches. Obviously, there will be some with the AEs, but in the 3rd race, you like 2, Severe Clear. The 2 in the 3rd race, one of the more competitive races on the card. So we'll take the 2 and single them in the early pick 4, pick 5, etc. 3rd race, the 2-horse Severe Clear. Again, 3 tracks you got today, Del Mar, Saratoga, and Kentucky Downs. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
All right, Ralph, stay safe and be well. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go right to Rich Eng. Richie standing by. Richie, good morning.
Ralphie, good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All right. Richie, we, of course, you know about some of the trials and tribulations you get with technology. Now we had a power surge. So whatever the case may be, we're back on the air today. And your thoughts about Kentucky Downs, because you do a sheet both at Kentucky Downs and Del Mar.
Well, I think a lot has to do with prior success, and you were going over the leading jockeys and the leading trainers, and I think you need to kind of focus on some of that because the horses are coming from every direction of America because the purses are so big. You're getting horses from New York, Kentucky, Florida, Canterbury, California. So I really think it's important to take a look at the individuals, Tyler Gaffalione and Jose Ortiz. I'm not going to be ashamed to say that I'm going to be leaning on them to probably get on some of the best of the horses in each one of these rich races. And a couple of trainers I'm certainly going to take a look at. One will be Wesley Ward, another will be Mike Maker, and a third I'm going to add to the list is Brendan Walsh. So I'm not ashamed to say, Ralph, that I'm actually going to look at some of these individuals because they're the tops in the field and they really focus on this meet.
Well, I could tell you this. The leading trainer last year at Kentucky Downs was a three-way tie between Steve Asmussen, Brendan Walsh, and Joe Sharp. That was last year. Brendan Walsh won it in 2023. Mike Maker won it in 22 and tied for it with Steve Asmussen and Brendan Walsh in 2021. So it looks like those three trainers are the ones that really point towards the meet. I know that Mike Maker is the all-time leading trainer at Kentucky Downs. He kind of points for that. But I was noted that somebody texted me the other day that although Mike Maker is the leading trainer there overall, his percentages last year were not that great. And as you can tell, he wasn't part of the leading group last year. So keep that in mind. But Mike Maker does point for it, and we'll see how he does. His percentages were down last year, though, at the track there. And as far as any of the other trainers, Wesley Ward is up with the top there, Bill Mott, etc. But they have selected horses that they run there. And, of course, as you know, with the big bucks there, all the jocks, the big buck guys are showing up there, that's for sure.
You know, one trainer who, interestingly enough, seldom runs there, if ever, is Chad Brown. When you think about it, all the turf horses he has, you would think he would salivate at those purses. But to my recollection, he rarely shows up there. There is a New York trainer who is making a big splash early in the meet, is Miguel Clement, the son of Christophe Clement.
Yeah.
And it was something his father started. He started supporting the big purses and the big meet at Kentucky Downs. Miguel has followed in his father's footsteps. He's got a lot of horses on opening day.
Well, let's take a look at Kentucky Downs. I know that you're doing a sheet there and Del Mar. Let's get a Kentucky Downs pick.
Well, I'm going to go right to the feature race, or at least one of the feature races. Race 10 is the it's the Tapit, and I'm going to go with it's nice to get a morning line favorite. It's 9-2, Ralph. The number 7 Cameo Performance. It's got two of the people I talked about, Tyler Gaffalione riding for Brendan Walsh, coming out of all graded stakes races, much tougher competition. But these races are all wide open. I'm just hoping he gets a good trip and is finishing. Cameo Performance in the 10th.
Well, you got a jockey there who knows how to ride that track, that's for sure. In the featured Tapit Stakes today for a mere $500,000 in that 10th race, you like the 7 Cameo Performance, 9-2 on the morning line. Cameo Performance, the 7 in the 10th race at Kentucky Downs, and then we'll shift to the beach in Southern California.
Race 5 at Del Mar is a maiden claimer, and I'm still looking, even though it's late in the meet, I'm looking for the Ship and Win horses. The number 4 Bears Board is a Ship and Win for Doug O'Neill, Antonio Fresu riding, but this horse had one start at Colonial Downs, ran a good second for Vicky Oliver, now runs for the additional money Ship and Win. Blinkers on. Let's go with the 4 Bears Board in the 5th.
I'm glad you mentioned that 5th race at Del Mar. It is a maiden claiming race for 2-year-old fillies at 6 furlongs. And in the race, in the body of the race, there are 13 entered in the race, but we're expecting maybe a scratch or two. But in the body of the race, there are 5 Ship and Win horses that are running in this race. You've picked one of them, number 4 Bears Board, the 4 Bears Board with Antonio Fresu. That is the 5th race today at Del Mar. Of course, it is the anchor race and the early pick 4 and early pick 5 in the 5th race, number 4. Full sheets. Richie's got them for Del Mar and Kentucky Downs right now at the racedaylasvegas.com website. Richie, We were supposed to go over your football picks, your advances for for college football and for pro football. Obviously, I don't want to rush you on that, so we'll switch it over. Hopefully, if everything works right tomorrow, and we're on the air for the full hour, we'll take your college ones tomorrow and your NFL ones over the weekend. Okay?
No, that's fine. That's no problem. I just want the people to be in all transparency to see the list. They can either root for me, they can root against me, but I just want to let them know I put the work in and actually have these tickets in my pocket.
And they are waiting to see that as well, I know. Thank you so much, Rich.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we continue without any commercials on the show, so right now we're going to go to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, how's the power there?
Everything's working here, Ralph. Although, south of Del Mar, we got a little rain going on right now. So they're expecting maybe a tenth to a quarter inch, but it's south of Del Mar and moving east. It's not coming into North County. I think it's going to skate by us, but just check the changes before we go racing at 2 o'clock today to make sure.
Now, this front that you're that's going to skate by below Del Mar, and now that front is going to be out of the way. There's nothing behind it that might jeopardize anything on Saturday, right?
No, this will be the only thing that we have coming. Weather reports look really good for the weekend.
All right. And, as much as we kind of wonder why two major racetracks like Saratoga and Del Mar would put their big marquee races for the handicap division on the same weekend, ironically and surprisingly, they got good competitive fields on both of them. They got 3 majors at the Pacific Classic on Saturday and 3 major runners at the Jockey Club Gold Cup on Sunday.
Yeah, I think everything works back from the Breeders' Cup. They want to time these races so you can get one about every month going into the Breeders' Cup. There'll be one after this weekend. There'll be one more set early October, end of September for the older horses, and they'll be ready for the Breeders' Cup. And that's why they tend to fall around the same time. I wish at least they're different days this year, and that helps.
Well, yeah, and, all I can say is if they're thinking about the Breeders' Cup, Del Mar is going to be hosting the Breeders' Cup this year, so maybe taking Fierceness out there for a run over that racetrack wasn't such a bad idea.
Well, he ran second in the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar last fall, so he's had a run over the racetrack, and maybe that was part of the reason he came out. They know he likes this racetrack. So, and again, they've got to keep the Rapoli horses separate. He knows he likes it here. It's $1 million. Why not?
And we know Sierra Leone likes the track, that's for sure, back east. And Mindframe is going to have to work out a couple of nice workouts maybe at Del Mar after the Jockey Club Gold Cup. But that's looking ahead. Right now, what we're looking at is monster purses out at Kentucky Downs. I know it is a European type of racetrack with weird turns and undulations and all that stuff there. Hopefully, they will get better camera work today. As they said, they took a lot of money and they invested into the production as far as the viewing of it through simulcasting because, up till now, it's been pretty bad.
I'm interested to watch what it looks like and how it presents to the horse player because it's a tough one to watch because the horses are so far away.
Yeah.
And, they come down I hate when they switch cameras in mid-stretch. You think you're about to win.
Yep.
And you find out you have another eighth of a mile to go.
I know.
But one good thing, Ralph, you're going to like the voice of Kentucky Downs. Michael Rono is out there to call Kentucky Downs for the meet.
Yeah, since Mr. Coleman got the full-time job at Del Mar and it conflicts with Kentucky Downs, he was a caller, I think, there last year. And Michael Rona, I think, was before that anyhow. So Michael goes back there. And yes, I'll be very happy to hear Michael. He's a good caller.
And as a result of that, we have a heck of a backup at Los Alamitos under the lights the next 2 weeks. Ed Burghardt comes back to call at Los Alamitos.
There you go. Rah, 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 Ed Burghardt. Way to go, my man. All right, John, let's take a look at Del Mar, reminding everybody out there that you have a full Lindo report today for Del Mar, covering all the races, a suggested late pick 4, and all the goody information that includes those ship and win horses. You got that on there as well, and it's all on one comprehensive sheet, the Lindo report, available right now for Del Mar in only one place in this gaming capital, and there's no power surge for that. It's here, ready for you today in the race book at the South Point, free of charge and exclusively here, complimentary, because they love horse players. let's quickly rip through the jockey trainer standings update at Del Mar, and then we'll get your pick.
As far as the jockeys go, Juan Hernandez has 31 wins. Antonio Friso is second with 25, and Hector Barrios has 22. The trainers, Bob Baffert still in front. He's got 16 winners at the meet. Mark Glatt has 13. And we've got a logjam for third. Phil D'Amato, Michael McCarthy, Peter Miller, and John Sadler. They've all got 11 wins. So familiar names at the top of both standings.
Favorites?
Favorites are winning at 39% for the meet, Ralph.
All right, a little bit high, but it's within range. All I can say is Bob Baffert's 16 winners. If you took away his winners with 2-year-old maidens, he wouldn't even be on the list.
No, but that's what he points for, and that's what you get. And he has a pretty good older horse this weekend in Nisos. So I he's not. Don't feel sorry for Bob.
I gotta tell you, they better have their running shoes on for Nisos. My people have been telling me, and you're one of them, that the Nisos has been training out of his mind down there at Del Mar right now.
Yeah, this is a home game for Nisos, and like I say, Bob Baffert wants to find out if he'll get the 1.25 miles. He has tuned him up full bore here. There are no excuses going into this race.
All right, John, pick.
Let's go to race 6 at Del Mar. In the 6th race today, number 7, Can't Sleep. Got back on the turf last time, missed by a half length against the same level she faces today. She's gotten better with every start on the grass. I expect that pattern to continue today. 4-1 on the program. I think she gets over the top over this level. Number 7, Can't Sleep, race 6, Del Mar.
All right, number 7, Can't Sleep, 5-furlong turf race, 6th race on the card at Del Mar. The 7, Can't Sleep in the 6th race is John Lendo's play off the race day, for the race day show off of his sheet. That's for sure. Hey, thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Ralph. Good luck today.
Let's go to Jerry Jackowitz to wrap up this commercial-free show. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, they drew the Jockey Club Gold Cup. You probably haven't done work on it yet since it's a Sunday race at Saratoga, but you've got White Barrios, Sierra Leone, and Mindframe in the field. That's a pretty good field there for the Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Yeah, it's interesting how how the fields change and over time, but Sierra Leone is a nice horse. So.
Okay.
I like him.
All right. Let's get started then. You have, of course, 2 sheets, the Jerry J's Power Pages for both Saratoga and Del Mar. And we'll go to Saratoga first.
Yeah, let's go to the 3rd race, Ralph. Number 3, Blown Coverage from Patrick Quick. He doesn't win a lot of races, but he's got this horse looking like he's raced into shape, and I kind of like him. He's getting a little class drop, a little distance break. So at 5-1, I mean, I'd probably go down to 5-2 here. I think the 3 is the right horse. We'll take the 3 over the 147, reverse 147 over the 3, but the 3, Blown Coverage, Blown Cover, which we'll see plenty of in the next several months, in the 3rd at Saratoga.
Are you referring to football when you're talking about that?
Yeah.
I know you are. All right.
It's like half of my brain is there.
All right. 3rd race at Saratoga. Number 3, Blown Cover. The 3 over 1, 4, and 7. 3 over 1, 4, 7, and reverse. Just for an FYI, since I'll be playing the race as well, I'm going to throw the 2 in there too.
Sure, why not?
Okay. 3 over 1.
You like him and he's a price, why not?
Well, he's 9-2 on the morning line, but Santana's riding him, and Santana's having a good meet there. So in the 3rd race, your play, though, is the 3 over 1, 4, 7, and reverse. The 3 is the key, and we hope he's not going to blow any cover today and get the job done, the 3 in the 3rd race at Saratoga. What about Del Mar?
I have to remind you what Patrick would always tell you, Ralph.
Yeah.
It's horse racing, not jockey racing.
That's correct.
Okay, let's go to the 5th at Del Mar. And I actually am happy, but the horse I'm playing is not happy. That's the 12 horse.
I see.
To Philly. And she looks like the only horse that can run in the race. I could just simply live with this as a win bet. I mean, I'm telling you, anything over, 3-2, something like that. I think this horse really is too good for these. We'll see. I'll take the 12 over the 3, 4, 5, and 11. Reverse is just to break even.
All right. The 5th race is a maiden claiming race for 2-year-old fillies at 6 furlongs. You like the 12, Not Happy, 4-1 on the morning line with Kyle Frey aboard. The 12 is your key. Your link ups are 3, 4, 5, and 11. And as you say, beyond this horse, it looks like everybody else is, kind of also runs in the race. So you could pick whatever, link up you want as well. But Jerry is saying the 12 over the 3, 4, 5, and 11. Rich Eng came in that race as well. He likes the 4. So the Siraco play is going to be the exacta box of 4, 12, 12, 4 in that race. But your pick is the 12 in that race, Jerry. And we got to remind everybody again that the power pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com with the V's and the pop-out keys and the stars and all the other good stuff. That's for sure. All right. Well, we do apologize, everybody out there, but it is beyond our control. I apologize anyhow because I'm sometimes as frustrated as you are about things that happen technically beyond our control, but it was. And hopefully everything will work out fine tomorrow, folks. In the meantime, there's one thing that isn't surged, and that's Jerry's sign-off. Say it, Jerry.
Have a great race day, everybody.